Luck isn't just a thing that happens to you. It's something that you develop as a skill within yourself. And the way you can develop the skill within yourself is, first of all, realizing what is familiar to you and what is abnormal to you, what seems strange to you. And the reason that this is important, right, is because, like, as human beings, we naturally have comfort or seek comfort in familiar things, things that are predictable to us, because, well, if it's familiar, it's predictable. Anything that's like unpredictable or unknown or different, we fear, we become anxious over, or it gets us worked up in one way or another. And familiarity and strangeness is the one thing that separates, is the one pivot for this skill, like developing the skill of being lucky. And you need to like take inventory of what is normal to you and what is strange to you. You know, if making a certain amount of money seems strange to you, then it becomes like a stranger. It's not going to feel normal to you, because if someone's a stranger, like, you're going to feel a bit uncomfortable around them. You know, you don't know how you're going to interact with them, or you don't know if you want them around you. You know what I mean? Like, you'd rather have your family or your friends around you because that's the most familiar. You know, if making that certain amount of money is your friend, is your friend, or is like familiar or normal to you, then that will just be a normal part of your life, making that certain amount of money, or driving a certain car, or wearing these types of clothes, or talking to these types of people. It's normal to you. But once it becomes like a big deal to you, or like it seems miraculous or lucky, then that's when you start to distance yourself from that thing, because it's not familiar to you. Your nervous system isn't comfortable with it fully. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one that's creating whether things are lucky or not. You need to basically neutralize the idea and concept of luck in your life to be able to experience more of it. You're basically adjusting your baseline of luck. You know, adjusting where the floor starts and where the ceiling no where the ceiling ends and where the floor begins. That's what you're really trying to, like, define. And I love this topic. Like, this topic is really interesting to me because, like, I remember, or I always used to like think I was a lucky person. I was like, yeah, like, I'm so lucky. I always experienced this and that. And then one day, I just thought, wait, is luck even a real thing? Like, is chance even like a real? Obviously, like, I'd say 50% yes. Randomness is a thing, but the other 50% of it is whether or not is you perceiving that luck, perceiving opportunities to be lucky. Do you know what I mean? Perceiving the opportunities where you can conquer the impossibility. Do you know what I mean? Seemingly, like, being able to like stare in the face of something impossible and go forward anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's all. All these things are factor into how lucky you are as a person. It's still something I think about, because you can't actually, if like, for example, I'm considered quite a lucky person, right? If I'm considered quite a lucky person to someone else that is not as lucky as me, but to me it's just normal, then it's not luck. It's just, at that point, it's a skill. At that point, that's just my baseline. It's not a miracle to me. You know, I've normalized it to the point where it's like, I don't, like, let's say something really lucky happens to me. I'm not even thinking like, oh wow, I'm so lucky. I'm just thinking, oh yeah, like, obviously, That's the only way I can really like describe it. Like it's just not allowing the external to move you, and you moving it with your internal world. Like, oh yeah, like this is just how things are. Once you increase your baseline of luck, even more extraordinary things can just happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Something as simple as you can even start it off with something as simple as like, oh, my train, I was about to miss my train, but it got delayed by 5 minutes. That itself is something you can capitalize on. Like, oh yeah, like I am lucky. This was normal. Do you know what I mean? But when you've been talking about the fact that you got the train because it delayed, you've been talking about it for a week straight. Then you don't. Then it's like you're signaling you've not been here before. You don't. You don't know what you're doing, fam. You take it for granted, yes, but then you also appreciate it. Paradoxically, taking appreciation is just recognizing, and then taking it for granted is you setting it as a baseline. Do you know what I mean? Setting it as the floor instead of putting it as your ceiling to your limit. Because all our definitions of how we experience things, or the experiences we have, our definitions of them affect our, like, they in turn define us. It sets the limits and it also sets the standard. You know what I mean? So let it be normal to you that things can change in ways that you don't understand quickly and immediately. And the one thing I'd also add as well is to not let other people set your baseline for you, because that tends to happen a lot where, let's say you've achieved something. It could be anything. Let's even say a degree, a university degree. And other people outside of you are congratulating you, which is good, appreciate that. But then don't let it get to your head in the sense that this is all that like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, you don't want that to be the greatest thing ever for you. If you want more from life, then that should be like, oh, this isn't really a big deal. I know I can have more, sort of thing. Like, you don't even want it to phase you at that point when you achieve certain things. You want to just like keep it stepping, to be fair. Just onto the next thing. Or because when you do achieve that thing, if you're already embodying someone that has, if you're already being someone that has more, then it won't feel like a lot to you. To others, you'll recognize in other people that the magnitude of what you've got, but it's only the magnitude of what you've got in their eyes from their world. There are other people that will look at what you've done and still congratulate you, but they won't try to inflate your ego, or that they won't try to. All they'll do is encourage you to keep going. All they'll do is tell you that this is just the beginning. Do you know what I'm saying? That they're not gonna tell you that this is the end. This is it. Because I don't even get that myself. Like, why? Like, why are you trying to set my limits for me, bro? I know what I can do. I know what I want. You don't let other people define your world for you, define your limits, define your reach for you. Even bad luck, conversely, even bad luck, you can start to flip it on its head and negate the amount of negative experiences that, or even if you do experience something negative, you can negate the impact of it on you. Do you know what I'm saying? By flipping the concept. Yeah, subscribe if you made it this far. Like as well if you liked the video. Check out my Substack in my YouTube bio if you want to read more about the things I talk about on this channel. Thanks for watching.